Lingam. Elf is an imaginary small person with pointed ears who has magical powers. An elf sat on a thin branch. He was quite small. He sang a little song, not thinking that it was wrong. But he was in a place that belonged to a wizard. This wizard hated all sweet sounds. The poet tells the elf to take care of himself because the wizard was coming behind him to catch him and tie him up and to stop his singing. The poet warns the elf that the wizard is changing his shape. First, the wizard turns into a crawling, ugly old ape and then into a poisonous lizard. Later, the wizard takes the shape of a spotted spider and then a flying worm. The poet tells the elf that the wizard is up on the branch of a tree and he will bite through his, that is the elf's, stomach. The wizard is quite close to the elf now. However, the elf went on with his song. His song grew clearer and stronger. It lifted him into the air where he floated, singing away with rainbows in his hair. Meanwhile, the wizard made a sudden leap from the place where he was creeping. He fell into a hole, and before he could say his magic word, he was eaten up by a mole. An elf sat on a twig. He was not very big. He sang a little song. He did not think it wrong. But he was on a wizard's ground who hated all sweet sound. Twig is a small thin branch of a tree or bush. Wizard is a man who is believed to have magical powers. Elf, elf, take care of yourself. He's coming behind you to seize you and bind you and stifle your song. Seize means to take and hold something quickly. Bind means to tie tightly. Stifle means to stop something from happening. The wizard, he changes his shape in crawling along an ugly old ape, a poisonous lizard, a spotted spider, a wormy glider. The wizard, he's up on the bough. He'll bite through your gizzard. He's close to you now. Spotted means having many spots. Glider here means a creature that flies. Bough is a large branch of a tree. Gizzard means stomach or intestine. The elf went on with his song. It grew more clear and strong. It lifted him into air. He floated, singing away with rainbows in his hair. While the wizard worm from his creep made a sudden leap, fell down into a hole, and ere his magic word he could say, was eaten up by a mole. Creep here means the place where he was creeping. Ere means before. Mole is a small, dark, furry animal that lives under the ground.